ORKA irons. You want to know more about them? Let's get to it. Good afternoon everyone, Lee Whittaker here. Welcome to my channel, Lee Whittaker Golf. If this is your first time watching my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button and taking a look at all the other videos that I've put up, course vlogs, club reviews, and I had a fitting at ORKA, and today's topic is actually all about ORKA. This is the first in a 3 video series where I will look at the ORKA clubs, give you the details of the clubs and what sort of price point you're looking at the clubs. So today we're looking at irons, ORKA irons. So I will give you a lowdown on each iron, what the price point is, what they're aimed at, what ORKA are saying about them clubs, and what I think about them. And then later on down the line, the following videos, I'll do a review of every single ORKA club as well. So you can get my opinion from a mid-handicap point of view on what I think's the best, what I like, what I don't like. It'll be completely honest, and let's go from there. So let's move on and look at the first club. The first club we're going to look at is the RS10 MB. Let's just focus that in. The MB stands for Muscleback, and these are quad forged as opposed to triple forged, which most of the other manufacturers do. They're made from S25C Japanese steel, and the head itself is quite small compared to the rest of the irons. It's definitely a player's iron, without a shadow of a doubt. It's definitely a player's iron. So what do ORKA say about this iron? So they're saying obviously Japanese steel, and that gives you a consistent feel across the whole head with it being quad forged. Each head is loft and weight sorted into its set to ensure that the whole set gives you a consistent weight and loft tolerances throughout. The MB offers consistent centre of gravity positioning, and that gives you a penetrating ball flight from its optimal centre of gravity position. Each head is precision CNC milled by Japanese craftsmen. Japanese, I think a samurai sword, by a Japanese craftsman. Loft wise, these are available in 3 down to pitching wedge. Obviously, because it's everything that ORKA do is custom built, you can decide what you want. So you can have 5 to pitching wedge, 4 to pitching wedge, 3 to pitching wedge, completely up to you. But if you go to a dedicated ORKA fitting centre, they will advise you on the right thing for you to do, whether it's 4, 5, maybe hybrids, etc. Loft wise, 7 iron is a 36 degree loft, so it's very, what's the word, not weak lofted, traditionally lofted. So it's a 36 degree loft 7 iron, going down to a 48 degree pitching wedge and a 21 degree 3 iron. So that's why if you look at ORKA, their wedges start at 52 degrees rather than 50. I mean, they will, if you particularly want a 50 degree wedge, they will bend it for you. Like I said, everything is custom built, but their wedges start at 52 and then go up from there because the pitching wedge is at 48 degree. So yeah, that's the RS10 MB price. The next club we're going to look at is the RS10 CB, which is cavity back, and as you can see from these, the weights are at the heel and toe, and there is a cutout here that promotes a higher centre of gravity, which is approximately about here, whereas with the MB it makes it a lower centre of gravity, so it's a little bit more spinny. So what's the difference between this and the MB? It's literally that cutout, and the head is slightly bigger. So let's put them two together. The head is slightly bigger, so it's going to be a little bit more forgiving. The MB is definitely sort of a low to low mid handicapper club, whereas this has got more forgiveness because of the cavity back and the centre of gravity being a little bit more central in the head. What do ORKA say about this? Practically the same as the RS10 MB, if I'm honest. The difference being, these will be easier to hit in the long irons because where the centre of gravity is and the size of the head. Other than that, exactly the same lofts as the RS10 MB, 36 degree 7 iron, 48 degree pitching wedge. Price point, exactly the same. There's no massive differences between the two price-wise or quality-wise. In fact, there's no difference between the two price-wise and quality-wise, just that one's going to be slightly more forgiving and one is for your better player. Although I've tried the MB today, I love it, and I'm off 17. So, you know, just because it says it's a player's iron and it's for low to mid handicappers, if you can hit it, use it. But that's the RS10s. So the next club we're going to move on to is the GS5 SC Tour. Now the SC Tour is also forged. It's forged from 1025C steel. The SC Tour gives you exceptional feel and performance without sacrificing quality because it's forged. With this one, there's a slight cutout in the cavity back there, which will just slightly give you a bit more heel-toe weighting, but otherwise the weighting is pretty balanced across the whole of the bottom of this club. What do ORKA say? It's got with its even weight distribution and low centre of gravity, the SC Tour generates a penetrating ball flight as well as making off-centre strikes more forgiving. So compared to the RS10, this is going to be a lot more forgiving than the MB and the CB. We're kind of working down these clubs. I'd say this is probably your mid-handicap type club. But again, anyone can use them. You know, low handicappers will use them, high handicappers. It's all down to how the fitting works for you. But these are beautiful clubs. These, you know, it's got a nice thick top line. But I'll do a review on all of these together, and then I can, compare them all with the same shaft and see what sort of difference in distances are. Lofts wise, again, this is 4 down to pitching wedge. 4 down to sand wedge. This one. So 4 is 24 degrees, 7 is 36 degrees, pitching wedge is 48 degrees, and the sand wedge is 54 degrees. Would I go to sand wedge? I personally wouldn't. I'd go stop at the pitching wedge and do wedges. But if you want to get a set with the sand wedge being offered, it makes a great set option. Phenomenal. Love them. Absolutely love this club. Yeah, let's move on to the Reflex. So next on the list is the ORKA Reflex. Now we're moving into sort of game improvement type clubs. This is again a cavity back. If you look at the back there, it's got a slight cut out behind there. Okay, this has a forged face rather than a forged head. So this has got a forged face. Sam at ORKA tells me that this is completely hollow. It's a hollow headed, which will give you great ball speed off the head, off the face, like the bounce. So when it hits the club, because it's got a hollow head, it's going to give you more power and more ball speed. What do ORKA say about this one? They're saying the Reflex iron is arguably one of the most forgiving and most rewarding irons to play. Designed to give the golfer unrivaled ball speed and distance gains, the Reflex is proving to be a popular choice amongst all levels of golfer. Made from 120 forged, and with a heat-treated face, you gain the feel of a fully forged club without sacrificing forgiveness or playability. Lofts wise, this starts at the 7 iron is 34 degrees, so it's slightly stronger lofted. What the guys at ORKA tell me is a lot of people use the Reflex for a 4 iron from their sets because of the forgiveness and the ball speed that you're going to get from it. So, you know, again, it's an option with ORKA. You can have 5 to pitching wedge in the RS10 MB, say, and then get a 4 iron in a Reflex. Options are there, makes your 4 iron forgiving as you like. Arguably one of the best looking cavity backs I've seen. You know, there's no gimmicks, there's no fancy this and fancy that and all these it's traditional cavity back, traditional face, looks forgiving as you like, and a really thick top line. So it just promotes forgiveness. So if you're a high mid handicapper or a high handicapper, go take a look at the Reflex, because I think you'll be very surprised at just how good this is. Bottom is quite thick, but yeah, phenomenal looking cavity back. I wish I'd known about this when I was first starting out, because I think it would have improved my game a lot quicker. So yeah, one more, and finally we finish with the GS5 CTI iron, and this is pretty much ORKA's entry level. I don't like the word entry level, but it's their entry level iron. It is their most forgiving iron without a shadow of a doubt. You just take a look at the back. It's got so much weighting technology in there to promote forgiveness. what do ORKA say about this? Third generation of the combined technology iron, that's what CTI stands for, and have continued to cram as much technology advancements into the entry-level club as possible, ideally suited for beginners and intermediate players, with head features featuring advanced perimeter weighting to make it more forgiving, thicker top line, so it's got quite a thick top line, and heel to toe centre of gravity weight pockets. That's what these are there, and that brings the centre of gravity closer to the face, so that's going to make it so much more forgiving for the beginner irons. Softer lofts make it easier for players of all levels to increase their carry distance again. So this is a 34-degree 7 iron, and yeah, it's again nice thick sole. It just promotes forgiveness. It's certainly, if I was a beginner or someone who's sort of advancing, because most people are a beginner, they'll go and buy the typical like £200 set. Moving up to get custom fit for this, you know, it's a no-brainer. Go and get fit for this as a 28 handicapper. You're just gonna skyrocket your handicap down because you've been fit correctly. Price point is arguably cheaper than your entry level from other big brand manufacturers. They are just good-looking irons. Just good-looking irons. Yeah, these again are 4 to sand wedge. Going down to a 55-degree sand wedge, 48-degree pitching wedge, so a lot more what you see nowadays. But yeah, definitely something if you've got a beginner in your life or someone who's just starting out on golf, or ladies, for example, or your senior golfers who struggle to get the ball up in the air, maybe with the right shaft, with this head, I think it will transform their game. So yeah, that's the CTI iron. So there we've looked at the ORKA irons. I'm not going to hit any of them because I'm going to do that in individual reviews of each club. I'm going to hit each club, I'm going to find the right shaft for me, and then I'm going to hit each club with that shaft, and then we can do comparisons, but I'll just do them a club at a time, so it will come out over a period of certain videos. I'm also going to do a video with the woods, hybrids and driver in the same video to show you what they look like and their price point, and the wedges as well, because I've seen a lot of questions on my video and on Robin Matthew Williams' fitting video. What do they look like? What are the options? So the idea with this is to just show you what the heads look like, give you what the technology is. Shafts, there's an abundance of shafts available. There'll certainly be one available for you, so it's impossible to say what's the price for this shaft, what's the price for that shaft. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please again consider hitting subscribe. Please, if you've liked this video, drop it a like, give me a comment, let me know what you think of the ORKA irons now you've seen them up close and personal. I believe ORKA are releasing a YouTube video themselves where they will give you a lot more in depth of what the irons are and the technology behind it. I'm just going off of what I've read, what's in the brochure and what I know about the club, but they will know a plethora of more information about it, so keep an eye out on that coming soon. But otherwise, I've been Lee Whitaker. Hope you have a great day and a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.